Hey guys, OGL Biden here, bringing you guys our GDL Season 1 Week 6 team builder against Randy HLB and his Houston Team Rockets. Very, very cool being able to play him. I'm sure you know who Randy is if you're for some reason watching my draft league content, but of course, if you don't, be sure to go check him out. Very, very cool dude from the few, limited interactions I've had with him up to this point. But yeah, we are looking to pick up another win after picking up one against Matt last week, moving ourselves to 3-2. I believe Randy is also 3-2 up to this point. So obviously 4-2 looks, 4-2 looks a lot nicer than 3-3. We want to really cement ourselves in that playoffs because GDL is actually only 8 weeks long. So I think the real magic number here is going to be 5 wins, and this obviously moves us closer to that. So I definitely want to pull this one out if I can. However, Randy has a terrifying team, and that's what we're going to talk about today. How we intend to beat it and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you're new, be sure to subscribe. If you enjoy the video after you watch it, be sure to like it. But yeah, let's jump right into the matchup. So our team, if you did forget, is consists of Gengar, Cinderace, Rotom-Mow, Araquanid, Avalugg, Kingler, Togekiss, Galarian Stunfisk, Haxorus, and Scrafty. While Randy's team, you'll see on the bottom of your screen right there, but his team consists of the Dragapult, Salazzle, Obstagoon, Mudsdale, Froslash, Throh, which is his Dynamax captain, Milotic, Gardevoir, Abomasnow, and Klinklang. I totally forgot to mention too, our Dynamax captain is Kingler. Hence the many kills that Kingler has this season that it normally would not have, just due to Dynamax being a ridiculous mechanic. But nonetheless, like I said, terrifying team. Those first 2 picks in particular match up phenomenally versus Dragapult plus Salazzle breaks through our team phenomenally. I am absolutely terrified of those. I don't have a good Dragapult check regardless. Like, Ghost plus Dragon Stab rips me a new one. And Salazzle definitely doesn't help that out here, like, at all. Salazzle rips through me. I don't really have a good fire resist on my team. Kingler, like, drops to a +2 Fire Blast, I think, if I'm not Dynamaxed up. Araquanid obviously doesn't take it super well because it is taking the hit neutrally, and Sludge Wave hits a lot of my team as well. It finds actually some decent setup opportunities on my team as well if it ends up being Nasty Plot, so we're going to have to be very, very careful around that thing. Other than that, I think we have the pieces to take pretty much everything else on. Throh being a Dynamax captain is pretty scary, but we do have a great check in our Togekiss, and something I noticed on preview is, no, I'll get into that in a minute when we talk about it, because it's kind of like the main point of the team, but we'll get to that one. I think it's our next mon right here. But first up, as you can see on your screen, is going to be a Choice Scarf Gengar. We're rocking out with the Choice Scarf, obviously. Cursed Body ability, Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Focus Blast, Trick, Max Special Attack, Max Speed, Modest Nature. Now, very, very simple spread, which is usually not like me, but I didn't see anything else I really needed. Max Speed allows me to outspeed a Scarf Obstagoon, which I think is definitely a potential bring versus me. I'm not really respecting the Scarf Froslash bring. I don't think Froslash is great versus me. I mean, it's decent. I don't have great Ice Resist, but I definitely don't think Scarf comes if it comes. I think, like a Sash Lead said, to get up spikes and stuff could be a potential thing, just because my hazard removal isn't the best. Though Randy does have to worry about me court changing and getting those hazards right on his side of the field. So that's something that we can definitely do to take advantage of that. So I don't know if he necessarily brings it, but regardless, other than that, his speed tiers, they go Dragapult, Salazzle, Froslash, which is decent, but again, I'm not super scared of the Froslash, and I definitely don't think it's going to be Scarf. Then it drops all the way down to Obstagoon, so I'll outspeed that thing, which is obviously super nice. Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave hits his team really hard. And then Focus Blast is obviously forced at Obstagoon, and it also helps us with the Klinklang if we really need to hit it. And then we have Trick, just to cripple a wall or something like that. Like, if we can trick the Milotic and lock it into a Scarf, that's obviously super nice. Or maybe even the Throw, because if the Throw is locked into a move, then it's not really scary versus us. So I figured that's really nice. If he thinks, I don't know what else, or we could always trigger Salazzle setting up a nasty spot, though I don't know if I want to give that thing a Scarf either, because even after it switched out, it's going to be a big threat with just Fire Blast plus Sludge Wave. So it's more so for stuff like Milotic, and I didn't really think I needed another, or maybe even Mudsdale. I didn't think I needed another move on top of this, and I figured Trick would be a good failsafe in that sense. So yeah, we end up going with just this set right here. It does a lot of damage to his team. We do have to kind of, predict his pivots and stuff like that pretty well. But other than that, it does really well versus him. So I like Gengar here. It gives us good speed control. It outspeeds everything on his team minus Scarf Salazzle, Scarf Dragapult, and obviously Scarf, what do you call it? Scarf Froslash. Next up, we have pretty likely what's going to be our win con this week. It's going to be Togekiss. We're rocking out with the heavy duty boots, 3 Grace ability, Air Slash Nasty Claw, 1 gun, T Wave, 164 HP, 20 defense, 132 special attack, 92 defense, and 100 speed with a modest nature. Now, this is the complete opposite when it comes to EVs wise, as our Gengar. It's very, very complex. So, the EVs, essentially what they're going to do, the special attack allows us to 2-hit KO Fizz Def Milotic at +2 with Air Slash once for Nasty Claw Duck, which is obviously really nice, especially if we can have flinch on that thing. It's not going to be able to haze us. It's not going to be able to ice beam us, anything like that, which is obviously super, super nice. We have speed for Abomasnow, which is really, really good for us. If he's not carrying the... Well, he could be carrying the R-Share, but it doesn't do the most to us, honestly. And throwing off a big Air Slash is obviously going to be really, really big for that. Our HP plus defense lets us live a Life Orb, Dragapult, Steel Wing at +1, which is really big. I do think Dragon Dance Dragapult is really good versus us just because our Fairy is hit by the coverage move that he has. And then we threw the rest in Spadef there just to get a little bit more bulk out of there so we can potentially set up on stuff like Milotic and Gardevoir and maybe live a Salazzle hit if we're lucky. But the main reason we're bringing this, I know he has a Kling Clang, but like he doesn't really have an ice resist, flying resist. Like I just don't count the Kling Clang. I think this mon goes insane this game, especially like it's a great check for the throw. If we can T-Wave literally just the Salazzle and Dragapult, or if we can get rid of one, T-Wave the other. Once we get to +2, there's not much our opponent can do to really stop us besides really catch us off guard and like get us in range of a Ice Shard from Abomasnow or like catch us off guard with some other Scarf or something like that, and like slowly whittle us down. So regardless, I think this mon, if we do find the opportunity to set up, we either punch a giant hole in our opponent's team or we could even potentially win the game. So I really, really like this Togekiss this week. It's one of my favorites that I've built in a minute, just because I love looking at 5 IVs and all the stats and stuff like that. I mean, EVs and all the stats. I think that's awesome. Next up, we have our Rotom-Mow. We're rocking out with the leftovers, Levitate ability, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Leaf Storm, and Foul Play. 108 HP, 188 special attack, and 212 speed with a timid nature. Now, this Rotom gives us a good pivot into stuff like Mudsdale. We actually KO max HP Mudsdale with our special attack right there with Leaf Storm. We have enough speed for guard, and then we threw the rest into HP. This gives us decent pivots into his team, which is honestly the main point of our Rotom this week, is just to kind of pivot around, be annoying. It gives us something to pivot into the Milotic and throw off a Thunderbolt or a Volt Switch, something like that. We have Foul Play for the Dragapult, so we're not like sub fodder for it, or Dragon Dance fodder or anything like that. We can obviously hit that thing really hard, especially if it's Dragon Dance. It's obviously super nice. So Rotom's main goal this week isn't to do much else than just be kind of annoying and be an annoying bull pivot this game and kind of just Volt Switch and Leaf Storm and be obnoxious, essentially. Next up, we have our Haxos. We're rocking out with the Choice Band, Mold Breaker ability, Dragon Claw First Impression, Close Combat, and Poison Jab. 140 HP, excuse me, 188 special attack, and 180 speed with a jolly nature. Now, we're bringing the Banded Haxorus once again. No, first time we're bringing Banded Haxorus. We've bought like Life Orb 4 attacks before. But this is the first time we've brought Banded, and Banded is amazing this week. Our Mold Breaker is going to allow us to break through that Milotic's Marvel scale if he does end up bringing the Flame Orb set. So obviously we'll be able to 2-hit KO that thing most of the time with a Choice Banded Dragon Claw or something like that. First Impressions gives us great priority versus his team. It actually does a decent chunk to Dragapult. I think it does like 30%, which is pretty big if he ends up being like DD or something like that. Gives a move that OHKOs the not the Salazzle, the Obstagoon. It gives a move that OHKOs the Abomasnow, which is obviously really nice. And it's honestly just for setup to make it so it doesn't get out of hand. We also have access to the Poison Jab, so that's going to be for the Gardevoir. The main reason I really like Haxorus this week is because Gardevoir is just not a sturdy fairy Fizz Def-wise. So I really want a mon that can switch in that sense and, do well from there. So that's obviously super nice. We have enough speed for Obstagoon creeping our Rotom, so not max speed Obstagoon, because I don't think that's necessarily what he's going to go with, but we're creeping our Rotom, which is obviously super, super nice if he's not like Scarf or anything like that. We have enough HP to live a modest spec Shadow Ball after rocks from the Dragapult, so if he is specs, we actually live a hit from that thing. Oh my gosh, I am realizing that my, what do you call it, wasn't replaying. Oh my gosh, this is so unprofessional. I apologize. I totally thought I put it on loop. So if you're listening to an ad there for a minute, I really apologize. But yeah, Haxorus is a really, really good breaker in this week's game. And that's basically what it's here to do. It's give us some, insurance against, some of his scarier mons like the Obstagoon and stuff like that. And just kind of be a really good breaker this game. And yeah, it's going to be Haxorus. Next up, we have our Kingler, which is going to be rocking out with a Lumberry once again. Sheer Force ability, Agility, Liquidation, Knockoff, Swords Dance. 116 HP, 164 attack, 4 defense, Force for Death, and 220 speed with an Adamant Nature. This is a pretty good win con. We don't necessarily double dance on much, like get up both. Besides maybe like a non-haze or Dragon Tail Milotic, which is kind of why we're rocking with the Lumberry, just so we don't get burned by that thing. We can actually like 2-hit KO it with +2 Max Dark pretty easily, which is obviously super, super nice. We hit his team really, really hard. EVs wise, we have enough speed for a Bomb Snow, Creeping, Max Speed, Scrafty. We're not 2-hit KO'd by Mudsdale, so that's actually a Pokemon we can double dance on, which is really, really nice. And then we threw the rest into attack just for nice raw breaking power. If we can get up an agility, so it kind of depends on what he has left, what we're really going to want to do. So if he still has stuff like Dragapult, and Salazzle, and Obstacle, and stuff like that, I'm obviously going to want agility up because I hit those Pokemon all really hard with our max move. Max Liquidation blows back Salazzle and Obstagoon. Max Dark obviously is a ton of Dragapult. Same thing for Froslass. Though everything else, if we can get up a Swords Dance, I guess what do you call it? Gardevoir too. But if we can get up a Swords Dance against this fat stuff, we also claim a KO, which is really, really nice, especially that Milotic. And again, the Lumberry is really going to help out with that. And if we do get in a position where we can get both off, I think we just auto win the game from there. So I think King was pretty solid this week in that sense. It's here to just be, a scary Dynamax Pokemon like it was last week and the week before and the week before. This thing's a monster. Definitely one of the most slept on Dynamax captains. And then last, we have our Araquanid. We're rocking out with the leftovers, Water Bubble ability, Liquidation, Crunch, Leech Life, and Stockpile. 220 HP, 204 attack, and 84 speed with an Adamant Nature. This is a really, really cool set. I got a bunch of crap from John for running this. I don't know why. I think it does really, really well this week. His team does not appreciate breaking Araquanid. It's really hard for him. With a Stockpile up, we're pretty much never 2-hit KO'd by like anything on his team. Specs Dragapult, Salazzle, Obstagoon, all of them don't really 2-hit KO us. Leech Life lets us gain our health back alongside the leftovers. Liquidation hits his team very, very hard. We can't be burned by Milotic, so we can probably beat that thing 1v1 with a Stockpile or 2 up. I think it does like 8%. I think it does like lefties damage when we're at +1. So we can just honestly Leech Life that thing until it eventually drops, which is pretty cool. We have Crunch for the Dragapult. Our attack investment actually allows us to 2-hit KO Dragapult, which is really, really nice with the Crunch. So otherwise it would be able to pivot in on us and potentially be really, really scary. We have speed for like a minus speed of Bombs. So say he's rocking out with like, Blizzard plus Ice Shard or like Giga Drain plus Ice Shard, but he doesn't want to sacrifice that bulk and go mixed offense with the minus defense, and he wants to go minus speed. We will outspeed that, which is nice, but at +1, we chew any hit from that thing like really, really easily and pretty much just Leech Life all the damage off like immediately. So I think this Pokemon is a big nuisance. If we can find an opportunity to set it up, it can be obnoxious for our opponent to deal with. So yeah, that's going to be the team this week. I really like the build that we ended up going with. I love the Araquanid set. This Togekiss set's probably one of my favorite sets that we've built so far this season. It's a little bit scummy, rocking out with the T-Wave Air Slash. I didn't really, respect the, all too much, to be honest, the Fling Clang, but I think we'll be okay otherwise. Fling Clang is kind of forced in to check a lot on our team, so I mean, like, I don't even think it's very good, and like, I think Dragon Claw probably even 2-hit KOs Fling Clang, I don't know for sure, but other than that, I think we'll be okay here to facilitate kind of Togekiss in the end game. Either that or Kingler. Both look really, really nice this week. And yeah, that's going to be the team again. Again, if you guys are new, be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. Be sure to drop a like. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow with the battle against Randy. Later.